We are Year of the Dog, and this is our cover of Calvin Harris's Acceptable in the 80s.
Hello and welcome to OSW Review, the old school wrestling video podcast, filmed in glorious grapple vision and encoded with blast processing. We chronologically critique wrestling storylines pay-per-view by pay-per-view. Who is that talking? It's your favourite Irish boys, the tasty titans tackling a tin of chocolate treats, hitting a double big boot on dairy milk. It's me, your boy, Jay Hunter, putting a camel clutch on Celebrations V1.
Ooh, what's the crack?
And the lodger of Quality Street. OOC!
What do you do? Ah, that's brilliant.
It's Christmas Day. It's an inVasion Christmas on OSW, and it's coming up right now.
'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the house, not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse or the holster.
Welcome, eggnoggers.
How you doing? Yeah.
Oh my God, Christmas Day. Commiserations to Caroline and Lena. Left at home. I hope the oven is on, actually.
They're just eating there alone. But hey, at least they get food, Steve, yeah?
Oh, that's a cheap shot.
Yeah, sitting here.
Gorging ourselves on the prepared dinner that I stole away.
You got pulses, you got wheat, you got rocket. What more do you want?
Gruel.
What a way to spend Christmas every year. With my two special friends and all the special people of OSW.
So where are these special friends? Something very important happens on the 16th of November, Collision. The selling on Daniel Garcia.
Looks on. Looks like a Cobra clutch.
Oh, we got some OOC selling going on here.
Oh my God.
Oh, look at that. He only learned from the best.
He's a fan.
He is. He's the only person other than the three of us that has watched the footage.
Look at this. Wild gesticulation here.
You know what else is wild? Johnny Impact's onion hair. Look at it. As coarse as a bag of black pepper.
He's got that Jushin Liger onion hair.
He certainly does.
But congratulations to Daniel Garcia. Just for people who don't know, that's how I sell when I'm in a rest hold.
Just kick out the legs. Whatever it is.
I like to let the crowd know I'm selling, but I'm really no selling. That's kind of my goal here. I am feeling nothing. This is OOC is impervious to any kind of pain. But for Jay or Steve or Neo, I'll pretend.
Yeah.
You just swerved right into Kevin Nash with that. All right, we have a show coming up, but before that, how about a pop culture rewind?
Oh, yes.
For December 2001.
Oh, this is proper our era.
Generic 90s grunge song. Everyone in Flanders. Generic 90s grunge song. Something from Seattle.
Top of the Irish charts. What was our Christmas #1 single, December 2001?
It's got to be Westlife.
The one that was in my head was, I have a dream.
Oh, It's a Woman.
Woman.
It's a woman. It's a woman. It's a woman I didn't know had music.
I know, Kate Winslet.
Wow!
Holy shit, good job. Good job.
If I could only say goodbye, it was from the movie Christmas Carol movie.
Good job.
If I had never said goodbye or something like that.
So the song is called What If? Yeah.
What if I had never said goodbye?
What if?
terrible, lads.
She taught Scott Stapp everything he knows.
Yeah.
What if I had never let you go?
What were people watching in the cinema in Christmas 2001?
Hold on, don't give me that. He's sure we should know. That means like we should.
Oh,
know.
big.
Oh well, of course, Fellowship of the Ring. And I'll throw in a bonus: Harry Potter and the Philosopher's
done.
Stone.
That man with the long blonde hair who thinks he's better than everyone else. I think his name is Lucius.
Actually, it's pronounced Legolas.
What were people playing at home on the Xbox Silent Hill 2 Director's Cut?
Ah.
How about that? Which was phenomenal and which I forced Steve to listen to ad nauseum.
In India?
In India. Yeah, I put it on my mini disc.
Yeah.
And no one else brought mini discs, so fuck it. My Silent Hill 2 mixtape.
Yeah.
Halo 1 for the Xbox.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah, I did buy a Xbox One. Not at launch. I would have gotten mine about a year after, but I did get it with Halo 1 and phenomenal. Changed first-person shoot-'em-ups on consoles much the way GoldenEye did about 4 years earlier.
So, you beat the Halo demo. Not bad, soldier. Not bad at all.
Excellent. And for the PS2, SmackDown, just bring it!
Oh, yeah. Great.
So yeah, it was Shut Your Mouth.
You shut your mouth.
Shut your mouth.
Mount your shut you.
Your
Ew.
mouth.
That-
Shut you.
It. So just bring it. They really got their shit together, but it wasn't until Shut Your Mouth that they really
Your mouth.
went to the next level, and then Here Comes the Pain, next level again. But anyway, the amount of hours I put into Create a Wrestler on Shut Your Mouth back in the dial-up days, because we still had only dial-up at home. I would look for the codes to create wrestlers that people had posted. I would print them off. I've still got the pages somewhere, and I'd spend hours making these wrestlers. But my favourite stable that I created was the Dead Men Walking. I had Owen Hart, Yokozuna. I can't remember. I had two others. I can't remember.
Mr. Perfect?
I had Mr. Perfect. We discussed this before. But what I did was I made them perfectly, but then I changed their eyes to silver. So it looked like they weren't alive.
They're ghostly.
Yeah, it was amazing. And then like I had all these creator wrestlers on my memory card, because you have one memory card.
Yeah.
You have no
Rip
job
Rude.
like. Yes. Thank you, Jay.
Good
There we go.
Thank you. Well done, sir.
Yeah.
I had Owen was the team captain. Yoko was the muscle, or the fat man. And they were
The
attacked
Mars.
before. I had Mr. Perfect because he's amazing, and Rick Rude because he has a moustache. So I had all kind of major food groups in there, but they were
It's your window to success.
they were dominant. They run roughshod through my tournament bracket, but I can't remember who won. I hope it was Owen and Yoko.
Excellent.
There you go.
Yeah.
Brilliant
no,
story. Dead Men Walk.
Yeah, Dead Men Walking.
Bong. Latest Simpsons episode. So, season 13 Christmas episode.
Oh, it's Christmas, so it's got to be some kind of religious theme.
Yes. The church is involved.
Lisa.
Yes.
Is there like a Paul McCartney kind of thing?
Not him, that's
Bud
the
Lisa-
episode.
Richard Gere.
Bang.
Yeah.
Oh,
there we
wow.
go.
Very
There
good.
we go.
Well done, you.
Yeah, She of Little Faith. Bart's model rocket destroys the church, so it gets remodeled with help from Mr. Burns, turning it into a garish business.
Like Laramie Jesus on out
yes,
the front.
he's got
Yeah,
the
that's
whip.
right.
Yeah. Season 13, so well past Golden Age, where there are still laughs, but other things that are just more interesting than funny. So like OSW.
Season 30.
Like Homer tells Bart to wait so he can put in his contacts, and so he gets his contacts and boop. And that's like, oh yeah, so that's why Homer has reading glasses in previous episodes where he explained it. It's like, that didn't need an explanation. It was just a funny gag.
It was like watching back classic episodes with the missus, and and who could forget Rat Boy? And she was like, Bart's chewing the door frame,
Yeah.
and she's like, but Bart doesn't do that normally. I was like, that's not the point.
That's the joke.
This is just a joke.
That's
Take it in
gag.
isolation.
Like, it's preposterous, but that's like that he would be biting it, and that's why and that's it. It's a cartoon. It's the joke. And we move on, and there's another funny one in 4 seconds. Okay, I'll just give you the jokes I found funny. Homer's old college mates spruce up the model rocket, and Homer's like, I really want to thank you nerds for helping us out. And the nerds are like, can you stop calling us nerds? The church agrees to let Mr. Burns run it. He immediately gets hit by a falling crucifix, and he's like, oh, you'll get yours. Reverend Lovejoy is reluctant to wear a sponsored robe, and Mr. Byrne chimes in, too bad, you've already signed the deal.
Yeah.
It's like, actually, they haven't. Well, we definitely value your input until you sign the deal. It's like, it's good. Lisa rejects the new sellout church. Reverend Lovejoy was saying, we just dressed it up a little. And she's like the whore of Babylon. I was like, kaboom! What a comeback. You couldn't win that one. You know, with classic Simpsons, you kind of rate by how many jokes do you just say in everyday life. Yeah. Homer's saying, oh yeah, this is my roof, my rules. So Bart, baking up that sausage. You know, butter up that bacon.
Baking up that sausage, boy.
But Dad, my heart hurts.
Actually, the storyline is a milestone in The Simpsons as she rejects Christianity and becomes a Buddhist. She tells her mom, I still believe in God, I just think there's a different path to him. Or her. And then Marge is like, she doesn't mean that, Mr. Lord. That's
very good.
It's
very
like,
good.
Wow, Marge loves going to church because it's something every week that they do as a family. I think more than actually her faith as well. But that was quite funny that she's like, I know my place in the pecking order, and it's somewhere in the middle. But yeah, even though we're out of the golden era, very strong and memorable episode. Some great gags and a storyline that makes sense and whose story is upheld. Like, she's still a Buddhist, you know?
And it's also weird to have a Lisa-centric episode that's not awful.
Yeah.
You hate her so
much. It's just so annoying.
Initially, our first revision of the bouncy castle we get for WBW was a Simpsons bouncy castle, and there was the faces of the Simpsons painted on it, and we were kicking a football around. It seems like, fucking Lisa, I fucking hate Lisa, and he hits a screamer. It's her right in the face. Never seen anything like it.
Wonderful. Versions of the show. OOC, you're watching the
WWE Network version, 1 hour 29. Now, it does have the WWF logo on it. Are they allowed to do that now?
They sure are, with historical footage.
Okay.
They paid the Pandas 10 million to do it.
Right.
They should have paid him 10 million in 2002.
Oh my god, do you remember how bad things were at the beginning when everything was blurred out?
Horrible.
Like DVDs that you had to pay for where you couldn't see half of the screen.
Yeah.
I'm watching the live version, also 1 hour 29, but 7 seconds longer. But there is one huge change to this, which I'll tell you about in a minute. But V1! Backbone of OSW.
I got stung, baby.
Eternally suffering V1.
I'm watching the satellite feed version, which is like 305.
Yes.
What?
The satellite version of this. Literally, WWF and WCW used to air their feeds from the arena to their headquarters where they'd send it out unencrypted. So if you knew what coordinates to point your receiver at the right time, bang, satellite feed. So you're intercepting what WWF would send to their own team. How long is the...
It was like 305.
Ours is 129, so it's over double.
Whoa!
You love that, don't you?
Because you're getting, especially if it's SmackDown, you're getting their retakes as well.
Yeah, but Raw has no retakes, so I'm curious.
Does it? You'll have to wait and find out.
Hello.
Steve! Sorry. First of all. But how was the satellite feed version?
How would you like to have this on your wall? This is the 2002 Divas Calendar. The Divas in the World Wrestling Federation represented in this wall calendar.
First of all, I just want to say that the quality was garbage. The audio was very garbled. Had like a kind of like an underwater sound, definitely with the crowd. But it was an interesting view, especially because I got to see the Hour of Dark matches that they had before Raw went live. And the splash screen at the beginning said WWFE, which I know that like that's what they were called.
Yeah.
But it's so weird to see it on a screen in 2001. So World Wrestling Federation Entertainment.
So it was called WWFE officially.
It was a pretty new thing. I think it
Okay.
was like stock exchange.
Ah, right.
So what's that, 90?
That sounds right. Yeah, like 99 thing. Yeah.
Okay.
Which is why they had the thing get the F out. So for us as fans, it changed from F to E, but they actually literally just got the F out.
Hey!
Yeah. The opening match began in ring, so I get the impression that we missed about a minute or so of it, and it was
Need that version. The 306.
the 306
Yeah,
version. It was Miami's own Billy Fives, who was the ringer for Big Motherfucking Rings versus Orlando Jordan.
Oh, what, in 2001?
In his first ever match under the WWF.
Orlando in Miami.
Yeah.
Very good.
So match begins with a headlock and a double down after a Orlando Jordan power slam. The fans begin to boo because they don't know him and the home guy is losing. More boos after a very shitty looking Jordan spear. Orlando Jordan reverses out of a suplex, hits the rock bum jawbreaker and gets the win. Not really much to talk about here, lads. Very simple, very basic, not great.
I wouldn't want to get speared by Orlando Jordan.
He might
Tear me apart.
Although he might spray you with lotion first. Do you remember that was his TNA
Of course
debut?
I remember.
You can't think of anything else when you hear Orlando Jordan.
Say what you will, but it's memorable.
It certainly is.
True. That's like Saltburn. You know, I can't look at baths the same way now. It's memorable.
Match number 2. DD Venturi versus Molly Holly.
Okay. Dee Dee, the blonde paramedic.
No, that's BB.
Ah, and who's Dee Dee?
Dee Dee was this like a 90s biker chick looking girl. She came out with like black jocks, a sports bra, and a leather jacket. She actually had a cool look. For her entrance, she did a leap up onto the ropes and did a splits on the top rope, which was really fucking cool. And then, of course, Molly Holly. It's great. Super over gimmick as well.
I assume this is Mighty Molly gimmick?
Mighty Molly.
Yeah.
At this time.
What was the name of the jobber, Steve?
DD Venturi.
Where was AABB or CC? Call back. Call
there we
back.
go. Yeah. Give that one to Mox.
The match opens up with the fans chanting quite loudly for Molly Holly because she was a very over babyface at the time. And then Dee Dee doing the old 90s heel stick, hands over the ears, telling the fans to, not cheer for her.
That's great, yeah.
Which then led them to cheer louder. They begin with actual grappling and like holds. Dee Dee does like a nice cartwheel to get out. And then she gets the heat after no-selling a Hurricane Rana and hitting a very nice lariat. During the heat phase, Dee Dee gets lots of cheating spots like knees over the neck and the throat, hiding things that the ref can't see, raking the eyes, choking Molly from the top rope, and then hits a bulldog. She goes for a second bulldog and then is thrown off the top. Molly makes her comeback with a clothesline, drop kicks, and a very nice bridging Northern Lights suplex. Then Molly gets the win with a roll-up. Fun match. It was very good, significantly better than the opener. Honestly, one of the better matches on this entire night.
What was your favourite spot on that?
Probably the opening spot where they actually worked like holds and reversals and things like that, because it's something that you didn't see the women do at this time, because women in 2001 wrestling was get your tits out, So yeah, it was nice to see two good female workers go in there and work a match.
Steve, your wife isn't listening to this. It's all right. You're amongst friends here. Very good. That sounded actually good.
It was good. It was good. It was short, but the work was fantastic.
Anything else?
Match number 3. Crash Holly versus Chris Nelson.
Oh, hello.
The Chris
Don't
Nelson.
say it, Steve. Don't say it.
I did.
Don't say it.
I did not say
Okay,
anything.
okay.
I said, oh, hello,
Okay.
implying that he's your boy. But I didn't say
No.
it.
But he is not, and I deride you for saying it.
Oh, will I feel deridden
You
then?
feel unridden. I'm glad. Sorry, what match was this?
This is Crash Holly versus Chris Nelson.
Who's Chris Nelson?
Chris Nelson is a very jobbery man. Not fat, but skinny fat build. He's wearing like a onesie over tracksuit pants or something like that. It's very weird looking. It's not an attractive look if you want to make it as a star in a business where looking good matters, you know? Match begins with Crash Holly putting up the hand, doing a tease for test of strength.
Boo.
Nelson goes to grab it. Crash Holly switches it up.
Boo.
The fans are loving it.
No, they're not.
Holly grabs a headlock.
Boo.
A long headlock.
I know.
And then he goes up to the top rope.
He needs a step ladder.
And then nopes out of it. Of
course he did.
the heat. Then he climbs up onto the first rope.
Yeah.
Then hits a splash, which
Coward.
I thought was
What
great.
did you think? Did you like it?
That was actually a good spot. Yeah. See, that's how fair I am. I'm fair on all my non-boys.
So then Nelson gets his heat back after Crash Holly misses a clothesline and he hits him with a back elbow. He does the 80 spot where he grabs him in a headlock and rubs his face along the top rope.
Ooh, a little bit of rope burn.
So some like
Bit of salt burn.
In there, yeah.
shoulder thrusts in the corner,
It is
like
a
just
must.
like super basic 80s.
That sounds like Crash, super basic.
I was like, this is like day 2 of wrestling school stuff because day 1 is just doing drills, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in daycare.
Holly mercifully gets the win.
Yes.
With a
Come on.
Undeserved.
Get in.
He politicked for that.
Get in.
He politics. I was like, yeah.
To beat Chris Nelson. The Chris Nelson.
This
Son of full.
Hey.
this was not good. After this match, Fink gets in the ring because he's going to announce the next guys coming out. But he has to stand there for 6 minutes because they do absolutely nothing. And I was like, it must have felt like an eternity. 6 minutes of standing in with probably 15,000 people watching you. Holy fuck. Next match. So because the audio was so bad, I don't know if his name is Shoot Andrews or Scoot Andrews.
Both are winners.
You know. They are, aren't they? Versus
Scoot Andrews is Neo Sudden.
It is, yeah.
he loved the old Scoot. I've never seen a man. He doesn't even walk. He scoots to the shop.
So, Shoot Andrews is a black man. But I've never seen someone of a different race look so much like someone else. This guy was Malenko's twin. He was short. He had those little short limbs, little tiny torso, balding head, kind of moved that same kind of way.
Have the shorts.
No, trunks.
Okay.
Stumpy.
Stumpy. I've never
Stump
seen
Andrews.
it. Like separated at birth, if I've ever seen it. It was brilliant.
It's a DNA miracle, eh?
It is. The first couple of minutes of this match is mostly Scoot going for... I'm just going to call him Scoot. It's mostly Scoot going for dives and then Spike ducking them. But then he finally catches him by begging off of Spike and then giving him a poke in the eyes. Then for the spot of the match, back rake to a man wearing a t-shirt.
Oh, yeah. I've never seen it. Here we go.
He continues his heat with a suplex, beatdown, puts the fucking boots to him, a scoop slam, then finally misses a top rope leg drop. Spike makes his comeback with his like jumping headbutt to the belly, then hits a bulldog for a 2 count, gets straight up, hits a Dudley dog, gets the win. This match was actually surprisingly good, even though it was the jobber getting the heat for like 4 minutes. But it was the John Cena booking where the babyface gets battered, hits his move and wins.
A strong showing from Scoot.
Who did the raking of the back?
Oh, Scoot.
Scoot. Oh, man.
Yeah, he was all over this match.
I'm
Crash,
telling you.
you taking notes.
Yeah.
This is how you get
like
in the
that.
stable.
Next up.
Oh, my God. There is more. Where can you go after Scoot?
Oh, don't you want to know? We have Perry Saturn
Oh, wonderful.
versus Vito DiNucci.
Oh,
Big
no.
Vito. Vito.
Yeah!
Fuck! No way!
Yes, Vito DiNucci of the Between the Ropes podcast
No way!
fame
Oh,
from
okay.
Florida in the late 90s, early 90s.
Oh my god.
Yeah, formerly of the new Heavenly Bodies tag team fame, gifted to him and his tag team partner Chris Nelson by Dr. Tom Pritchard.
Very good.
Chris Nelson.
I think that's his name.
Like the same
same
Chris
Nelson.
Nelson that was just on. Because he was in the last match. No,
Yes!
two matches ago. Yeah.
Steve. How
Holy-
did
I
you not
didn't
put
even
this
notice
together?
it.
Oh my god.
All right.
Sorry, in BTR, what was he called? Did they just call him Vito? It was Fritz and Vito.
Yeah, Fritz,
And-
Vito, and Dickerman.
Dickman. Yeah, okay. Awesome.
All you Between the Ropes listeners at your computers, get up and dance with Heidenreich. What are you laughing at? You've never seen a man dance naked before?
Ding, ding, ding. Straight to a headlock. Slightly awkward kind of tussle where they get to the ropes and Perry gives him a loaf and then they break up. Whip to the rope. Vito does this weird leap. And so he's like off time when he hits the ropes and bounces back. Then he's off time when he goes up for some kind of like flapjack move. So they completely balls it up. Saturn drops him. You can see he's furious. Then he just stomps right on his face. Like shoot stomp to Vito's face. Vito's a bit wobbly. A stiff clothesline. Vito kind of forgets to bump. Kind of falls around a bit before he goes down. And then Perry throws him out to the outside. Vito flops around a bit. He forgets how to get up onto the apron and Perry has to like hoist him up. Drops a hard elbow across his face. Back in the ring, Vito hits a nice clothesline and a meh kind of penalty kick, which Perry has absolutely none of. Goes for like a suplex and Vito puts his arm up on the wrong side and Perry has to manually grab it, put it onto the other side before he hits it. Springboard dropkick by Perry Saturn gets a 2. And we get an awkward, mistimed double clothesline spot. Perry falls, he gets up, he looks pissed off again.
Oh dear.
Then he just gets back up, slaps on a submission, and gets the win. Abysmal.
If you're gonna wrestle someone in a tryout match, man, Perry Saturn, you'd shit your pants looking at him. Do you know?
And he's also famed for giving jobbers a hard time as well. Like he did it a couple of times. So yeah, one of the worst performances I've ever seen from a jobber in a jobber match I can ever think of. He looked terrible, and even worse, Perry looked bad because he looked so terrible, right? So I did do some research on it, and supposedly Vito said that at the very beginning of the match when Perry Saturn hit the headbutt, that he knocked him loopy. But I went back and I watched it a couple of times, and like Perry gets up the hand and he headbutts his hand, like it looks fine. But what does look bad is when he like stomps on his chin. And I could see that being a point where Vito was knocked for fucking 6 and didn't know what was going on.
Did he think just didn't like Between the Ropes and what he said on it? It was like, this is what you get for putting Stephanie and the Alliance over.
I then learned that this match was a pre-taped dark match that was supposed to air on Jacked, and it aired at the beginning of January in 2002. And so I found that, and I went and watched the televised match, okay?
Wow, look at this.
And so when you add in the camera cuts and commentary, it goes from one of the worst jobber performances I've ever seen to merely a bad performance. So it goes to show you what the difference that WWE television magic does to make a wrestler look great. But still a bad match, a horror show. This was Vito's 4th match with the WWF. He had worked as a tag team with Chris Nelson. He'd worked against Taka. And to the shock of no one, this was the last time he ever worked with WWF. It was that bad.
We'll visit the coach a little bit later on. Perry Saturn's first up here on Metal. Happy New Year to you, Chris.
And the same to you, Kevin. You have a good one?
Yeah, I did.
Next up, we get the Fink.
I don't like how you said next up and not and finally.
We are getting towards it, yeah.
That doesn't
It's been a
instill
journey.
confidence.
It's been a fucking journey.
Yeah. It's like
You guys didn't have to watch it.
like
This is its
new
own
feed
episode.
+7 here. Like,
It's a fucking hour long
Holy
intro.
shit.
He's the kind of guy, if he reviewed WrestleMania by himself, it would take the full 18 hours. Like. Get on with it.
Next up, the Fink gets up and he pushes bobblehead Austin. He shakes it and the crowd love it. Then the main event match of the dark section of Raw is Edge versus Funaki.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Funaki attacks Edge right at the bell.
Sorry, Kung Funaki?
No.
Regular Funaki. Show Funaki, okay.
Yeah, so...
Show Funaki. That's not as fun. Okay.
Funaki attacks Edge right at the bell and works over the legs in the ropes. You know, the way like a wrestler can bend the leg over the rope and pull on it, hyperextend the knee joint. Man, Funaki's a good wrestler. When he's not being an absolute jobber and he's just told to go out there and wrestle, he's really good and absolutely worthy of being signed in the top wrestling company because he's excellent. He runs the ropes super fast, takes Edge down with running drop kicks to the leg and then to the head. Fantastic. Hits a tornado DDT off for the top rope. Goes for a second one. Edge catches him, hits him with a power slam, couple of clotheslines and a lovely belly-to-belly suplex. Then he throws Funaki off the top rope again, hits the spear, the Impaler DDT, gets the win in about 3 minutes. Super short, but two excellent wrestlers. What they gave us was excellently done.
What's Edge doing on a dark show?
It's weird, isn't it?
Like, he only won the King of the Ring a few months ago. Is that right?
Oh, I think he was wrestling on SmackDown, so I was like, here, you're here.
Ah, okay.
Do you know, it's not like you're a dark match wrestler. You know, they're not, you know.
Actually, I think he was the current Intercontinental Champion.
Because they don't have like 6 shows to fill, you know.
Yeah.
So he's here. No, it's fine. That sounded actually good.
It was good. It was good. It was short, but the work was fantastic.
Sorry, is there more segments?
There's just a couple of minutes of setup before Raw.
Ooh, take us through the setup.
What?
Lillian comes out.
And she blinks.
She welcomes the crowd.
Did she start singing? Is she start throwing her CD at people and then demanding 20 quid?
She does sing.
No way.
Why?
National anthem, because they do it at television tapings. It just doesn't make it to air.
Mm-hmm.
She's a lovely singer. She doesn't oversing. She doesn't want to put herself over that much. So
just a little bit.
I approve. Yeah. Then JR and Jerry Lawler make their entrances. Yeah. JR looks like a grumpy bollocks. He looks so
probably
mean.
Just got a dressing down from Vince.
Possibly. He looks
shouting.
Yeah.
He looks so mean and grumpy, and he gets on the mic and he just immediately starts making fun of Lillian. He's just like singing.
Well, now it's my turn. Good evening, Miami! I hope you guys are ready for us because we're...
Jerry Lawler gets in the ring, cuts a quick promo about 9/11, which had only happened, 2 months earlier?
Yeah. So did he just come into the ring and he just goes towards the mic, holds it up at the crowd, go, 9, 11.
So he gets in the ring and he gives it about terrorists. They came over and they tried to change how we live our lives. Says, I'm proud that the US is over there in Afghanistan kicking ass. And the crowd all fucking clap like seals. They tried to take away our fun. But tonight I want each and every one of you to show how Americans have fun. And then they all go fucking mental. And then that is how we end the pre-show festivities.
God.
So we can begin Raw.
One question, Steve. Would this have been improved with Todd Pettengill being the MC?
Yes, 100%.
Because I feel that's what... He's the glue that keeps this all together. This is a dark version of a free-for-all event that we get before the New Gen pay-per-view.
It's a dark version of Dean Malenko.
Sorry, Steve. That sounds absolutely horrible. In
it was all right.
Yeah?
It was all right. It was completely harmless.
I know what you're about because you're the spitting image of myself. When I look at you, I look in the mirror. We both want to be number one because you're the spitting image of myself.
Now for the main show. Attitude Era signature and Thorn in Your Eye intro music. Oh my god, I literally exhaled just hearing the Attitude Era Raw theme. Just, we're home. So many signs because we're still over 5 years from the iPhone coming out and everyone wants to get on TV, and this is how. I just want to shout out Sean Benson, who makes transparent signs and brings it to wrestling shows. So have a look.
Yeah.
Who's the boss?
Now boss man.
Yeah.
And that's what people behind him look like.
Okay.
Yes, it is a perforated type decal material which is see-through when viewed from behind. So anyway, well done, mate. Very kind. That's so considerate.
Happy holidays, everybody, and welcome to WWF Raw on the new TNN.
It's an inVasion Christmas Raw. It's December 24th, 2001 from Miami Arena, Miami, Florida. And this Raw got a 3.2 TV rating, which is actually a decent drop from the usual 4 to 4.8 because it's so close to the holidays. It's Christmas Eve. By the way, New Year's Eve Raw is the year lowest at 2.4, but that is half the average of 2001's Raw viewership, a healthy 4.64.
Wow.
Just a quick overview there. WWF moved from USA Network to TNN in 2000, and to be honest, it tanked the ratings. Heights of 8 million they'd never recover from. And Austin's heel turn at WrestleMania X7 and Rock leaving to film The Scorpion King, another milestone where people tune out in droves, you know. But The Rock, he came back, and 3.2% of every TV in America watching is still huge viewership for wrestling.
Yep.
By the way, this is a weird time in wrestling where it's post WCW and ECW, closing in early 2001, but before Ring of Honor and TNA in 2002.
Yeah, like there was literally nothing else. Like if you were a wrestling fan, this was it, or your local indie.
Or the XWF by Jimmy Hart.
And you were saying that this was an inVasion Raw. Was the inVasion not over?
It was.
At this point?
Yeah, it ended Survivor Series. Yeah, where The Rock beat Stone Cold. And The Rock won the Survivor Series match for WCW to go out of business again.
So how did Austin turn babyface between Survivor Series and this episode of Raw?
Flair had come out and said, hey, McMahon, when Shane and Steph sold their stock in WWF to buy WCW, they sold it to a consortium. And guess what, Vince? The consortium was me!
You don't mean...
Woo! The consortium was me, and now you and I were partners.
Oh my God!
He's the head of it or whatever. So now, Vince, you and me, we're partners. And then Austin comes out and Flair has the WWF title. Austin comes out and he kind of gives him a big smirk and takes the belt off him. And they're like, okay, Flair and Austin are friendly. It's setting the seeds for Austin turning back babyface.
Okay, because he seems full babyface at this stage.
Yeah, but this would only be a few weeks into it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, okay.
So now everyone's still a bit about him being pally-pally with the inVasion lads, you know? Commentators tonight are the iconic and most famous duo of commentators, good old Jim Ross and Jerry the King Lawler. Now, Lawler had just returned to commentary the night after Survivor Series to replace...
Paul Heyman.
Yeah, because as part of the Alliance, who lost, he's also out of a job. Jerry's technically supposed to be a heel foil to JR, but since this return here, they're pretty much just chums from here on out.
Yeah, I noticed that from the off. Oh, this is the dawning of a terrible era for Jerry Lawler, which would go on for, 15 plus years of babyface commentary. He's just a nice guy. And he's, all of a sudden, if you're being a nice guy, you've got nothing interesting to say. Because guess what? We have JR to do that. So what's the point in you? Who the fuck told this guy, the best heel commentator in history, in my opinion, to turn babyface? So why do you exist now? It was such a shame.
Yeah. If you're just wondering, in February, Jerry Lawler had left WWF over them firing his wife, Miss Kitty, the cat. He walked out in solidarity. You fired my wife, I'm going too. And WWF are like, yeah, you probably won't leave. Fuck! You know. But Lawler and the cat split up 5 months later in July. So he was like, well, better get back to work.
Yep.
Apparently, the cat was fired from WWF for being difficult to work with, but considering she got her tits out on TV, I'd say she was grand. Her and Lawler split, sadly, because she was cheating on him. By the way, Lawler getting back to WWE when he split from his wife. It's like Oasis getting back together when Noel split from his wife.
Oh, is that?
You know?
I didn't know that.
Oh, well, yeah.
Situation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, Liam and Noel's wife hate each other.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It was just very interesting. You got divorced and hey, you got a new world. Anyway. If you smell what the Rock is cooking. The Rock comes out to the hometown crowd of Miami. Ah, damn, I thought you were going to be my bed of music there. Where he's wearing a Miami Hurricanes jersey. Although he's wearing a green one here, the one he wore when playing football would have been orange and white, or white and orange. And it would say D. Johnson on it, not The Rock, obviously. Nicknames on your back wasn't a thing until he hate me.
Oh, he hate me, yeah.
In the XFL. By the way, The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, defensive tackle, 6'5", 274 pounds in his senior year. 1996, he goes undrafted by the NFL, which worked out very well for him and us, debuting at the 96 Survivor Series.
Really made a name for himself here in Madison Square Garden. So did his grandfather, Rocky Maivia.
He looks fucking jacked.
Yeah,
I mean, compared to now, he doesn't.
Yes.
No, but talk about he's looking healthy.
Yes.
This perfect picture of health, I would say, for The Rock.
Because sometimes I'm like, are you wearing shoulder pads? No, that's just your shoulders. Yeah. Leather trousers and dockers. It's like, oh man, this is the Neo era of wrestling. You can see the Matrix 99 influence.
Definitely. I think they were far too bin baggy. They didn't need to be skin tight. Obviously, that would be like more Ricky Martin, but it needed to be somewhere in between. Little bit too flappy wappy.
Okay. The Rock reads from his The Night Before Christmas book.
'Twas the night before Christmas, and all through the house, not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse.
Any favorite lines here?
It seems real certain the title would switch as The Rock made Chris Jericho his own punk-ass bitch.
Yeah, I quite like that.
You did it. Like, it's good, but he can do better.
Yeah.
What about Jericho's claim to be the best? The Rock finds quite brutal. Clearly, Chris Jericho is a man with no strudel.
Hey, that was good. It's difficult to find a rhyme for brutal.
But it doesn't
really
rhyme.
is. No, I mean, there's an L at the end,
Yeah.
It's good enough.
Yeah.
It's good enough.
Yeah, your rhyming is futile.
When he came out, like the way The Rock always just like, and finally, The Rock has come back. And I was going, home, 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 home. Yes!
Home.
Yes.
Everyone goes crazy.
Yeah, they go mental.
Oh, it's so good. The Rock and Chris Jericho are in an undisputed title match tonight, 1-on-1. As Kurt Angle interrupts.
Humbug on him, too. Now, wait a minute. It should be an all-American Christmas. What do you think they are? I don't understand the meaning of this.
OC, no, you suck chants.
This is like a month before they started.
Fuck you,
isn't it?
Edge.
This is like we're on the verge, we're on the knife edge, if you will.
Hey.
I think that might be my second least favorite wrestling fan chant after what?
Oh my
Just
God.
like, how dare you tell Kurt Angle that he sucks?
Yes. Although Edge is widely credited for popularizing and propagating the You Suck chant for Kurt Angle, the first time the crowd sang You Suck to his theme song was almost a year prior, February 22nd, 2001 SmackDown, where Angle showed a montage of him beating up The Rock.
Wow.
Baker and Kane against Kurt Angle and Edge and Christian. Rock gets his hands on Kurt Angle right here tonight, King. Well, if Casey Kasem were here, he'd say keep your feet on the ground and keep reaching for the stars, just like Kurt Angle. Hey, wait a minute. People are trying to add their own words in unison.
Crazy. Anyway, 20 years later, Angle was even posted on Instagram, oh, thanks a lot, Edge.
Yeah.
And Edge replies, sorry, Kurt, love you. Makes you feel any better? I'm wearing pleather pants and a wet spandex button-up.
All right.
There you go.
On pay-per-view. Edge beat over his head at Backlash.
But, okay, now your favourite thing happens where the crowd just chant what at Kurt Angle.
Yeah.
And he doesn't change his cadence. to snuff out the watts. He just stops after, he propagates it.
Like, what was pretty new at this point? Like, it hadn't really settled into the kind of general wrestling fandom yet. And I don't know if the wrestlers knew how to deal with it.
It only started August 16th, 2001 SmackDown.
So like a couple of months.
Yeah.
That was Scotty Too Hotty promo.
Yes, well done.
It was like the season premiere of SmackDown.
Second best thing he's done.
Yeah.
Banging it. After appearing on CYN, obviously. Anyway, Austin was kind of more like a drill sergeant, repeating what he was saying. Like, there was a lot more venom into it. It's like, you know what I expected? What? I expected Kurt Angle. What? Not you. You know, that kind of thing.
So, it was a great promo.
It was great.
Yeah.
And it scares you. What? I said it scares you.
But this era, by the way, like at the time, I loved What? Because Austin was doing it. So he was leading the charge.
Yeah.
But the problem is that 20 years after Austin stopped doing it, people continued.
Yeah.
That's the issue.
Yeah, you need What to die in like 6 months.
Yeah, exactly. I actually had that point written down. I was like, I have to get it across. Like you said, at the time, this wasn't bad. This was good.
It was brilliant.
Yeah, it only became bad years later, retroactively.
Yeah.
What is it they say about Santa Claus? He sees you when you're sleeping.
Kurt Angle, he announces Vince is his own Saint Nick, giving him his Christmas present. Kurt is in the Undisputed title match too. It is now a triple threat in the main event.
I love that he called Santa a pervert for watching people when they sleep. It's fantastic.
By the way, where the hell was the world champion Chris Jericho while he's being insulted by his challenger for his world title?
Yeah.
At least come on the Titantron. I don't know. Do anything.
Yeah.
I mean,
he just sat there and take it.
Yeah.
It's like Millhouse, Bart's talking to Millhouse and say, hey, do you remember that time I told your dad to go to bed? And he did. That's Chris Jericho.
That's brilliant, Jay. I love it.
Because tonight on the canvas, you and Jericho will be looking as The Rock whooped both your candy asses. If you smell what The Rock is cooking.
Well, there you hear it tonight.
In the first of many backstage vignettes, it's a WWF Christmas party. Steve, question. You were watching the satellite feed. Was there a backing track?
Yes.
Yeah. This is the difference between the live and the network, is that you get the exact same vignette, but the live version has a backing track underneath. It had No Chants with kind of Christmas bells attached to it. And also when the strippers come out, you get the cheesy, sleazy stripper music. This goes for all backstage party vignettes they had.
Oh, okay.
And they cut them out from the network version.
Here in his hometown.
I'll drink to that. I'll drink to that.
Here in his hometown.
I'll drink to that.
And speaking of looks, have you two seen how ridiculous the two of you look as elves?
And we're seeing what Vince has cooked up for his employees with the Drunken Stooges, Jerry Briscoe and Payday Pat Patterson.
They look like they're having the crack, to be fair.
Dressed as elves. I was like, when you're at a party, you need, obviously they look ridiculous and all that, but their silliness is important to the kind of festive party vibe. Because otherwise you have everyone who coming in like Taz, who doesn't have any kind of Christmassy outfit, unlike yourself, dressed as an elf today.
Yeah, and typically do this for all of December, Jay.
All right, okay. Part of January. Oh, there's SantaBubba and the Buccaneer stepping off the set of The Matrix. It's like, you wouldn't even need to tell people it's 2001.
Yeah.
Big Shannon Elizabeth from
very nice
American Pie vibes off his outfit. What a time capsule. Although kayfabe Booker's out of a job since WCW and the Alliance loss at Survivor Series, he's wormed his way back in by helping Vince by screwing Austin out of his WWF title at Vengeance a few weeks ago. Vince brings in his reindeers.
Strippers.
It's quite lewd feeling, but it's technically PG at the moment. Anyway.
I'm all for ladies expressing themselves in whichever way they choose. That's the important term. Yeah. Choose to do. But this is fucking garbage as a Christmas party. There's a woman in a dress scaled 2 steps and is now slowly moving. That is not stripping. That is not titillation. I don't know what it is, but people seem enamored with it, and I mean, they're easily pleased.
Well, they're in front of their boss. They can't just say, this is shit. Get them out. Early days. It's the start of the night, Stephen.
And we are back here on Christmas Eve. What a party that Mr. McMahon is throwing.
Our inaugural contest. Not my boy Rikishi versus my boy Test.
Yay!
Hey! Last time we reviewed a match of Test was not the ECW arc, main eventing December to Dismember, not the X7 arc, wrestling Eddie at WrestleMania X7.
The Punisher.
Yeah! TNA Hard Justice 2007, which we reviewed back in mid-2017.
Was that the cage one with the weapons drop? Holy shit.
Good time.
Okay,
Andrew Martin.
He was looking insane.
Yeah.
Like EC3-esque tightness of skin.
That was post Salt Hill, I think, wasn't it?
Yes.
Your soiree with Andrew Martin in Salt Hill.
Actually, were both men in this match in TNA at that point? We have like, do you smell what quiche has previously whipped up in the kitchen?
He lasted, 4 weeks or something?
It was so bad.
He never made it to pay-per-view.
Batu.
Junior,
that was the name Junior.
Brilliant.
Oh my gosh! Did he wipe?
Waft.
If you're wondering where is this in Test's career, because that's all we want to hear about, and I know you at home want to hear about it too. 2000 Test and Stephanie, their soiree together, that push, that failed. 2002's Un-American faction with Christian and Lance, that's yet to fail. So this is the 2001 Alliance Defect kind of winner of the Immunity Battle Royal, where he get to keep his job no matter what. And he's just being a bit of a creep, is his gimmick.
Yeah, but it would all become great in 2003 when he feuded with Scott Steiner.
Yes, sir.
Oh, there you go.
There we go.
Indelible.
Called it off, and look out, this is old Scott Steiner. Steiner tried to leap off that edge of the ring. I think he slipped.
By the way, having an immunity battle royal where the winner gets to keep his job no matter what kind of turmoil happens in the company, I think that's a cool idea.
Yeah, I think they put it on the wrong person though.
Who did you want?
I mean,
look, I bet you picks like Regal or something, yeah. Finley.
Palumbo. Yeah, he's going to do say something
at the
stupid.
time.
Mike Knox.
Yeah.
Because it was obvious that WWF were going to win. I was like, you've got to put it on Booker T. That would make the most sense. But they found other ways to keep up.
They just
Booker.
brought him in anyway.
But yeah.
Making this rumble obsolete.
Yeah, Booker T, RVD would have been the two best choices.
Those reindeer. Rikishi and Test going out of here.
Ding, ding, ding. 23 seconds in. The cameraman gets right up Rikishi's arse.
Yep.
Just right up. Fire out of the corner. Misses. Eats a clothesline. And does his famous Rikishi bump. A Jay Hunter staple.
Fantastic looking
I've never done that.
You tried it.
Yeah, I've tried. Because I think you're like, here, Steve, give me a dig. And you like do a dig. And I go, whoa.
Whoa. The power of the punch.
Yes. Tess picks a fight with referee Tim White for no reason. Referee tells him to break off a corner attack. Watch it, mate. And Tess is like, that regular count? It was a slow count. He shoves the ref. And he's like, lay a big one on me. And the referee does.
He fucking socks one.
Yeah, it was a good dig.
Yeah. He DQs Martin. Test clocks him. And then Rikishi gets in to save the referee's honor.
Rikishi. Stumble right into Test. Man, that's a lot of tonnage coming down in your chest cavity.
Just a complete character match. Like, here's our personality of the people involved. Some signature moves. Oh, that's it.
Yeah. I will say it was weird, like, at the beginning of the match to see Test. Like, he's a monster of a man. There's not many humans bigger than him currently in professional wrestling. And he was out there bumping like a boss. Like, oh.
Thank you.
I was like, slow it down a little bit, mate, you know?
Never.
I would have loved to see a good feud between these two wrestlers. They can both work. Good, working big men.
Yep.
Problem is, promos. Nobody can cut a promo.
Oh, what's Tim White like?
Oh, it's Tori Wilson!
Woo! Merry Christmas from the Nature Boy! Woo!
It's Ric Flair's Christmas party. Yeah, with the co-owners of the WWF, Ric Flair and Vince McMahon, we have separate Christmas parties. This isn't delineated between Raw and SmackDown. The first official brand split wasn't until after SummerSlam next year, but mostly heel and face division. Like, I thought Chuck and Billy, they're supposed to be heels, but they're quite facey, do you know? And they're at heel Vince's party. But at babyface Ric Flair's party, we have SantaTadgers. He gives girlfriend Tori Wilson her Christmas present, pink lingerie.
Good job. That's a present for himself, and it's brilliant.
Yeah, it's smart.
It's very smart.
I'm impressed that he knows what size she is. Do you know?
You just
you
just
go
go
up to
into
women.
No.
I want this big.
No.
Hold out your hands.
When you're like going in to buy lingerie for your lady, and you go into the store and they say, "Well, what size is she?" You know, like you don't know the numbers, and you just go about that size.
And can they translate man speak?
Yes.
Okay. Sure, she won't be wearing it for long, you know?
Hey.
Albert, your boy Albert talks to Kane.
Yeah.
I could see you in that. Oh, man, boom.
This is, you got Kane on one side of the room.
Yeah.
You got New Year's Baby on the other side of the room. Generally, as a giant, you will become a joke. It's just a matter of time. I mean, imagine 1997 Kane being dressed like a fucking Christmas tree.
Yeah, and letting it happen.
And just standing there, and it's embarrassing. They're putting tinsel on you. I realised Glenn Jacobs, I think he was called a Christmas creature before he was Kane.
USWA, 92.
Yeah, so maybe it's a callback to that. But at the same time, you're murdering any chance this man will ever have ever again to get over. And he never got over again. Ever.
It's like, you do this, or you go out with Albert and you dance. It's like, okay, put all the tinsel on me. That's fine. Just because of the day that's in it, can I ask you best knockoff version of Kane? Okay, so you have Kane, and then next up is Blue Kane.
Yeah, if he got in some decent shape,
I think that'd
be pretty cool.
No, get more out of shape. That's what makes him good.
Right, okay, fair enough.
And then we have Gain, and he's like Kane that goes, woo!
Yeah.
You see, instead of doing the pyro, he's got like the hands.
That's very good.
Yeah. I like Gain. I think
very
Gain
funny.
is fun.
Yeah.
How about Cocaine, where he throws a big bag in the air and starts sniffing it?
That's a different one than I've seen. That's like a midget, is it?
No, he's just bending his knees.
Ah, okay.
He just doesn't drink his milk.
He's just got rickets.
It's probably not cocaine, it's powdered milk.
He's just kneeling down.
He put slippers on his knees to fool everyone and take the advantage. Or we have Piss Kane.
Is that his name?
Well, I'm naming him Piss Kane.
But
I'm sure he's something terrible like Yellow Kane.
Okay, well, this is awful.
Kane.
This. I mean, fair enough. If you're going to be out of shape, be really out of shape. But he's not
skinny.
He's like
It's like Neo.
Do you get a bang of Neo off him? You know. Who is the ultimate Kane, by the way?
He is. But wink, wink. Eh?
Yeah. See. Yeah. You've lost your depth perception. How are you so good at FIFA?
I didn't know if I was pointing here or doing that for whatever reason or doing that. It was all over the place.
It was halfway temple tapping and nose tapping.
Yeah.
And you just prodded yourself in the eye instead.
But I think the winner is Gain.
Yeah, he's so...
I think Gain is great.
Yeah, listen, Blue Kane, put on a few stone and then we'll talk.
It's it this time. Chokeslam!
Well, you know something, dude? I've been to the top of the mountain. Yeah. I walked through the guy in the shadow of death, dude. These two big 24-inch pythons are my Harley brother. So what you gonna do when Hulkamania runs wild on you?
Big Show! Looking as a regular person as possible in his black jorts, speeds through a Hulk impression. And I was like listening, because we're in the WWF here, and I was like, wow, WCW is really dead. Because for decades, WWF will not tell you that a competition even exists. There is no other competition. Only the WWF in this world exists. You know, everyone else goes into a black void unless they're on their TV, you know? Holy shit. And I was like, when does Hogan sign? He signs in February 2002 for the NWO coming back. After WCW closed in March 2001, Hogan got surgery to fix his bandy knees. And then towards...
Great job, doctors. Smash that.
Did you keep the receipt?
And he even had a match. He went to the XWF, Jimmy Hart's Federation.
Wow. And the WWA.
Yes.
Yeah,
very
he was
good.
touring. I wanted to see him in Dublin.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't know if Hogan was on that show.
He wasn't.
No,
But
he
we
wasn't.
did go to the WWA.
There was Jarrett and Buff Bagwell, though.
Yeah.
Which is just as good.
So Hogan had a match to test out his ring fitness. He wrestled Mr. Perfect in the XWF, and he'd like go on radio and say, "Oh yeah, we were supposed to be 20 minutes, and it went great, so we went 30 minutes." It was like unedited footage is 6 minutes.
Yeah.
Anyway, he thought that's good enough. This works for me, brother. And earlier in the prior week to this Raw, Hogan was on ESPN's Unscripted. And he was like, Andre, he was 700 pounds, lifted him over his head.
One hand, spun him around like a basketball, dunked him. Yeah, bish bash bosh, yeah. I know he's a bad guy, but I love him. Like, he's such a great entertainer.
You love Hulk Hogan?
He is.
Yeah, yes, not Terry.
But even him no longer being a character, he's still a character with his lies and his bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, everyone has a friend that lies and you just go, haha, you're very good. It doesn't matter. I'm not going to... We both know he's lying. He knows that I know he's lying, but there's no point bringing it up. It's like, all right, yeah, good man.
You're thinking about Neo when you said that, didn't you?
I was not.
Because he was like, oh yeah, I wrote...
Yeah. Oh, you're cutting this out, yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah,
definitely.
okay,
I was
yeah.
like, well, I'm going to go over and ask her now.
Yeah, yeah.
It was like, I said I could if I wanted to. I was like, you fucking liar.
Like, I can't believe he thought you would never in a million
No, I
years go,
wouldn't.
hey, did he ride you?
Yeah.
But he
the
he
threat,
was thinking, fuck.
he got me an easily provable lie.
Yeah, no, I was thinking, you're right, though,
Yeah.
but I was thinking Reds are, yeah.
What does he lie about?
Literally everything.
Just his entire life?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah, like...
Any fun things?
There was one, this is a mate in school. I have a flight simulator in my garage. And I was like, I was kind of speechless. It was one of those where you're like, I'm going to be in your house in like 2 weeks. What do you, like, you plan ahead. Do you know what I mean?
You'll be in his
Now
garage.
you have to lie twice and then say, oh yeah, we sold it or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, just don't say it at all.
No, you misheard me. I have a light simulator. It's a lamp in the garage.
A light simulator.
That's brilliant.
Turn on that light simulator there. Will you?
It's not even real light. It's just like a switch and a picture of a bulb pops out.
Brilliant. Okay.
You look so good to me.
Match number 2. It's always pounding ass versus Billy and Chuck.
Oh my God, Jay, do it again. Do it again.
It's APA versus Billy and Chuck. Always pounding ass.
No.
It's
Okay.
always
So,
you had it right the first time.
Match number 2. It's always pounding ass versus the APA.
Yay! Okay. Very good.
I love how Steve was hoping you'd say that and instantly jumped on you and you didn't.
Excellent. So if you win quote of the year, I want half of it. APA entrance cuts to a cameraman desperately out of position. Billy and Chuck, You Look So Good To Me. They just come out to the One Billy Gunn song.
Yeah. But they are adorned with their new headbands, which they just gave each other the presents at the Vince party. So yes, headbands
galore. You know, we've covered Chuck Palumbo several times before.
You won't remember me.
Charisma Vacuum dragged through this really good tag team by Billy Gunn. He's got nothing. I mean, he improves, but jeez, he's so bad.
Yeah. So they got the headbands, just missing the theme. They'll have that in a couple of weeks. And Rico, who'd managed them as their stylist just a few months later in March. APA beatdown, Chuck in the corner. Oh my God, what a WCW by Billy. He goes out, run around the post, jumps back in, and he gets the WCW Farouk. Oh yeah.
Yep.
And an RVD-esque headplant by a Farouk DDT. Bradshaw in and the APA start wrecking shop.
I thought Bradshaw's hot tag was fantastic. He doesn't get plaudits for being like a great worker, but I think he's better than people think because he came in here and he wrecked shop and he looked great.
I do not remember him working so fast.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And he's huge.
Yeah. In his Hall of Fame speech, that's all I could think about because he was like, oh, look at me now. Biceps a bit smaller, tummy's a bit bigger. And like this was the opposite, where he was just running and walloping and let's fucking go. 409 seconds. And then we get a hold the foot heel finish.
Oh, wait. Limbo. Pull the feet. Pull the wait a minute. It worked.
Steve, famous same finish as...
this is the finish from Rick Rude, Ultimate Warrior from WrestleMania 5 with Bobby Heenan holding the leg.
Oh, Steve.
Well done, Steve.
And the power of physics, you hold the legs, immobilizes the shoulders.
This is like reverse OOC selling.
You just don't do this.
Yeah, oh my God. Backstage, RVD's looking for champion Chris Jericho, but in his locker room, he finds Jericho's fellow Canuck, Lance Storm. And Jericho and RVD had a match on Raw, which was actually pivotal to Jericho's undisputed title run. OOC.
Hi.
Mr. Vulture, sir. Do you remember off the top of your head, did Jericho say anything about this in his second book?
Okay, hold on, yeah. So basically, in the book, second book, Undisputed, was the name, bit of ska. Jericho tells Vince to fuck himself, right? So Jericho won the Undisputed title, WWF, WCW titles in back-to-back matches at Vengeance 2001. A week into the run, right before his bout at RVD, he was told he had an extra 5 minutes. RVD's still pretty new to being in high-profile matches. Jericho flounders out there and they lose the crowd a bit. Making matters worse, Vince was at ringside doing commentary. Jericho wonders if it's a test, how does the crowd react up close? In any case, he failed. Then rumours get back to Chris that Vince is second-guessing himself and considering getting the belt off him. Jericho decides to go for broke. Either Vince has made his decision and it doesn't matter what he says, or he's on the fence and this might sway him the right way. He found Vince outside his office and let him have it. Listen, Vince, I'm the undisputed champion and you gave me this chance for a reason. I'm sure there are some people behind the curtain who aren't happy with your decision, but I don't care. I'm the champion. This is my time, my chance. And if people don't believe in me, they can go fuck themselves. And you know what, Vince? If you don't believe in me, you can go fuck yourself too. There, I'd said it. I had told the great Vince McMahon to go fuck himself. But it was how I truly felt, and I was relieved. Vince stared at me with an expressionless look. Time moving slow. The minutes seemed like hours. Finally, Vince moved, but instead of disemboweling me, his expression changed from that of a stone-cold serial killer to one of a delighted child opening his favourite present at 6 o'clock on a Christmas morning. That's exactly the attitude I want from you. That's what I wanted to hear, Vince said. His expression mirroring Dr. Emmett Brown's when he discovered the DeLorean could actually travel through time. You need to believe you're the champion and act like it at times. When Bret Hart was the champion, he believed it and nobody could tell him differently. It's
true.
Never a true word.
Bret Hart believed in things. Yeah, okay.
That's what I want from you. I know that you have this passion and believe in yourself, but you haven't shown that to me up until now. You're the first undisputed champion in the history of this business. Damn it. Now prove to me that you deserve it. I had just kicked the devil in the nuts and survived to tell the tale. Later, Pat Patterson came over and told him what happened. He replied saying, really? Whatever you said worked because he can't stop putting you over. You know what, Jericho? You've got some big balls, kid. I think that's pretty much what was said in the book, but somebody correct me if I'm wrong.
I would say that's more of a paraphrase.
Yeah.
Jericho, in his mind, him and Vince dancing around the maypole, all of this stuff,
La 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 la.
I love his
Jericho's night out.
I love Jericho's point is like, fuck the fans. If they don't like it, then they can go elsewhere. And Vince is like, yeah. I'm just like, that's the most telling thing about the psyche of professional wrestlers and bookers. Fuck the fans.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is, instead of getting 8 million viewers in 2000, you're down to 3.2.
There we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
Fuck the fans.
See, I don't ask my audience what they want. I tell them what they want. I tell them what they want, and then they like it.
You want me to listen to all of these people? I don't listen to anybody except me.
Back to present day in 2001. Storm tells RVD, you had your chance and you blew it. He doesn't want to hang with losers like you. And then RVD is like, oh, you messenger boy. Give him a message for me. I'm going to beat his messenger boy. Got a bit Austrian there. But, you get the whole... It's
Alex
there.
right.
Yeah. Oh, good. Yeah. Okay. Need a bit more fun boy now.
Yeah, fun boy, yeah.
Man, it was just a few seconds into RVD talking. And it's like, WWE RVD sucks so bad.
To be fair, he was given lines here and his delivery was awful, flat, monotone, no character, no anything. So I kind of understand Vince's mindset of going, okay, this guy is going to say, yeah, cool, whatever. RVD.
Possibly dude.
Yeah, dude. So he was mega over. It wasn't necessarily the wrong choice because it's not like him only saying 4 phrases lessened his power, star power.
Oh man, he was way over. Like if someone comes in brand new, you know nothing about him, and he is supposed to be heel, but people like him anyway in a matter of weeks, it's like you have something here. But not if he gives him messenger boy. Like that's
messenger boy.
That's gonna kill you. Match number 3, it's Lance Storm versus RVD. Rob Van Dam. ECW lads, get in. A rematch from Guilty as Charged, no doubt. Back in 99. Run and jump over the top rope and Hangman by Storm. Lance is so freaking fast and slick. Look at this top rope clothesline back in and how smoothly he scrambles on top of RVD. Pause for a sec. Ooh, hey, wee trickle of the red. Oh, red on RVD. Rolling Thunder, but instead of a forward roll into it, it's a people's elbow bounce off 2 ropes. 12 seconds of heat for Lance and pin it. And we see RVD's sweaty barse. No thank you, cameraman. Same cameraman that gave us brought up Rikishi's barse.
Mm-hmm.
Wah! Can we get a bit of a wah? Wah! Bounce off the ropes, spinning heel kick. RVD pounces to the top rope. Oh shit! 5-star frog splash and 1, 2, 3. Van Dam wins.
He turned in midair, body control, and a victory for Rob Van Dam.
A definitive victory, but at 2.5 minutes, you didn't really punish the messenger boy.
Yeah, just give me a 20-minute pay-per-view match, please.
Please.
And at the same level and intensity as your ECW matches, and I'm happy.
I'll even take 8. 8 minutes at this pace in WWE at this time would have been a rarity and it would have felt relatively special on TV. Lance Storm, he's great, he's smooth, he's quick, everything looks good. His super kick was gorgeous, but it's like he's also like the softest, lightest worker. You know that you're in good hands. Must have been a dream, like a wrestler's dream, to be in the ring with him because you know that you're going to look good and you're going to come out of that match feeling as good as you went into it. What a great wrestler.
Excellent. And it reminds me of Christopher Daniels in a way.
Yeah.
How they moved. You're talking about,
there's a
soft,
smoothness.
Yeah, smooth, silky.
Buttery.
Creamy.
Yeah. Did you wish just when Lance Storm was selling after the match, you just went up and went, message received?
Oh, Jay. Book it, man.
I can thank this company in no time.
Since you're Jericho's messenger boy, why don't you take a message back to him, his messenger boy? Messenger boy? Tell him his messenger boy is on the receiving end of all this pent-up frustration of Rob Van Messenger boy.
Who arrives at Flair's party? It's Arn Anderson!
Oh, Borstal boy himself.
Yeehaw! That 4 Horsemen connection landing him a job. Good times. By the way, WCW in 2000, Time Warner attempted to sell WCW for $600 million.
Whoa.
In 2001, they sold it for $2.5 million.
Whoa.
Actually, Time Warner sold it at a loss because they were still on the hook for $15 million in wrestler contracts that WWF didn't pick up.
Wow.
Fucking hell. Oh my God, Stone Cold Steve Austin as Tadgers goes mental on the bells. He's just Stone Cold wants to tell SantaTadger his Christmas list. And I just
only hear Todger.
Yeah, no, that's the point.
Yes. Yeah, we just get to say Todger all the time. I love how Austin really settles into Tadger's laps. He's like, let me just get in there and I'll tell you about it. Anything on this list that's caught your eye?
It was just a reason to say what, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I'll take a case of beer. What? A fifth of Crown Royal. What?
I did really like he said, I want another middle finger. Because obviously I wanted so I can flip off more people. But it's like, if you had another middle finger, you wouldn't have a middle finger. Because there'd be 6 fingers. So that was quite clever. You know, layers.
Okay.
Back at Vince's party, Tess pervs on the stripper. And it's like, is that possible? It's her job. You know?
Yeah. That means she's doing a good job, right?
Yeah. And then Tess hits on Terry. Oh man, he's such a sleazebag here. He's like the type of guy you'd hope who would never hit on you. This is how women view Austin Aries. Maven, interviewed by Charmel. The mic is not plugged in.
Her mic?
Yeah, she's just, they're doing this.
Yeah, and they got the boom mic.
Yeah, there's nothing.
So what's been going on with Tough Enough 2?
Oh, I was down to Tough Enough 2 earlier this week, and the competition there it's unbelievable.
Yeah, sad.
No power there. There's no cameras.
Our boy Maven.
Yeah.
The bastard just recently exceeded 500,000 subscribers. Wow. He's only been going for like a year.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, but bastard.
Congratulations.
Bastard. But great stuff, Maven. Great content.
Anything you were thinking of when you said that?
He was talking about steroids, what moves hurt, when he broke his leg against Christian, his job after WWE, why he got arrested. Lovely stuff. There's so many things.
Booker picks a fight with your boy Maven. And he's like, hey, you call me a liar? And then Bossman's like, yeah, he did. All right, let's have a match later.
Let's go, Boss. He thinks yeah, that's right.
Bossman is a fellow crony for hire for Vince, so just like Book, and they're paired together. Okay, so that's the halfway point of Raw, and it's time for the...
She's chugging the booze! Ad break. When you think ad break trivia questions, you think Super Nintendo. Okay, maybe not, but when you think pro wrestling, you think Super Nintendo. Alright, again, maybe not, but there are some fun games like Raw and Royal Rumble. But did you know there's also a WCW game for the SNES, Super Brawl Wrestling, and it was made during the brief era when Ric Flair returned from the WWF, but before Hulk Hogan arrived, so it's got a pretty good roster. Does that mean it's worth playing today? No, the game is about as fun to watch as an Eric Watts match. And that brings me to our trivia question. Which character in Super Brawl Wrestling had a match at Starrcade with Eric Watts, a match in which he delivered the worst dropkick of all time? Answer after this.
Far side. Didn't get all of that dropkick.
Time's up, and if you answered Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, then you'd be wrong because not even Steamboat can make this look good. And while that's Dr. Death Steve Williams taking the quote-unquote bump here, the answer is his tag team partner in this match, the man they call Sting. Yup, Eric friggin' Watts was in a match with one of the biggest stars of the company at their biggest event. Good job, WCW, keep it up. I'm sure things will work out for you in the end. And I want to thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.
Damn, I didn't even get our one.
It's impossible to align it because he always changes. We'll try it one more time, maybe.
Okay. Hey,
close enough.
Pretty good. You're a lot closer there. There we go. We are back. Welcome, Eggnoggers, to our next contest. Tori and Stacy coming out for their Eggnog match, which is a festive-themed mud wrestling bout. Wow. Talk about a gimmick that is gone from wrestling. Women sexy play fighting in an inflatable pool filled with some kind of liquid. But no man will contest that the chance to see errant nip is a solid pitch to watch.
I'm not going to be the kind of reviewer that's going to say, well, it had its time, or that didn't age well. Yes, it did age well. I miss this.
Yeah.
I want this. What was that WrestleMania with Becky and Ronda and Charlotte?
35.
Right, main event. Right? You know the way when the cage lowers and you got the... bath of eggnog lowered. Nobody was expecting that, were they?
May I just say, so I was watching the satellite version of this, a crisp 240p, okay? Sorry, Jay. Fuck off. Close it down. Whacked on the 1080p.
Close the curtains.
HD rip. Because I was like,
lock the door.
I am not missing out on this HD version of this. Yes. Coffee, get out of the room.
You don't want to see this.
We don't want to make it weird.
The following is the first ever eggnog match.
Oh boy. Billed as the first ever eggnog match. Is there more? No, this is the one time only. Really big during the turn of the century. There's a mud match with KY Jelly in Will Ferrell's Old School. It's a great movie. Holy shit.
You're my boy, Blue.
You're my boy. Let's use gravy for Thanksgiving. Let's use chocolate pudding. Candice Michelle versus Melina, One Night Stand 2007. Which is close enough to the default, which is mud. The pitch being, if they're completely covered in mud, you get an idea of what they look like naked. Thumbs up. Actually, they did the modern version of this in 2020 with Chris Jericho and Orange Cassidy.
The Mimosa match.
Yeah, All Out 2020.
Here he comes again!
Back to Raw. Stacey tests the eggnog. She's a bit numb. I was like, what a terrible idea.
That is rancid.
Yeah.
I don't know what's in there. I assume it's not eggnog. I don't know what it is, but it's not looking good.
It just looked like milk.
It's too liquidy. There's no thickness to it.
Yeah.
The viscosity is all wrong. Shut it down.
Have you guys ever had eggnog?
Yes.
Yes.
I think it's disgusting.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't understand why it's such a thing for the Yanks.
Yeah. Oh, mass producing eggnog is what Steve was doing watching this match.
Put that image in your head.
Tori on the way to the ring, she sucks a candy cane, and King has his line of the night. I wish I was a candy cane.
Yeah.
Oh, that was great.
Precedent for the eggnog.
How do you win? Is it just the stripping? Oh, like Tori. She's wearing the bra. Tadgers bra.
Yeah.
Isn't that nice?
It's a callback.
Yeah. But
It's like poetry.
Yeah. Rhymes. Ref gets right in there. I know, he's like, come on, do the hoarding,
yes,
ref, so do it. They schwab over, but can't manage it. There is a spanking spot, but just like regular pro wrestling, they change the camera angle every time there's impact. Come on. There's a I'm gonna dunk your face down into the eggnog, Tori, and she's like, I'm not doing that spot. And so they just kind of release, and that's it. But there's a schoolboy, schoolgirl, and 1, 2, 3, you can't even see the shoulders.
You need closure on that pinfall.
Who knew? I think she got screwed, to be honest. She was right to have a tantrum post-match. And under 2 minutes of playtime.
Jesus.
As far as
mass producing eggnog.
Just the right length, girth,
width,
duration. It was spot on.
Anything?
They're both fucking gorgeous.
Jay?
Overall, I love how men have to pretend that this is not hot.
Yeah.
Don't worry, lads. your secret's safe with me.
I can't wait to read some of the comments on this. Oh my god, I can't believe you fucking degenerates.
Nobody is going.
I hate how you find attractive women attractive.
No, I'm telling you, there won't be a single comment like that.
Your misogyny is
There
showing.
won't be one single comment like that. That's my bet. That's my bet right now, and you can leave this in.
That's
You're
the Christmas
losing your
bet.
You are absolutely losing this bet. This is great.
Do you want to get a time limit on that, like the first 4 days or something? Or
First 7 days.
first week? Okay.
When you release this and it's live, people will be banging their keyboards at the beginning of our review of this match before Steve even says that.
Okay.
Yeah, 100%.
And if you have just commented that you're upset with what we just said, you've lost me the fucking bet.
Chris Jericho interrupts Vince's party. And this is where the 7-second difference between the live and the network version is. They reshot the entire scene.
Oh, wow.
It's 2 different scenes, because here on screen I'll put them side by side and you can listen to the audio. Because the stripper at the start of the live version inadvertently flashes her panties. And in the second one, it's weird. It's like, okay, we don't do that, but I'll get my tit out and hold it.
And she looks like she's terrified. I was like, you look more frightened than Kelly doing her first topless dance in WWE CW. Where's Mike Knox?
He's your answer to all your problems, Stephen. Yeah, so I'll just show you the whole scene side by side, minus the bit that'll get us struck off YouTube.
You know, she's never had an eggnog before. It should have been a Dudleyville cranberry sauce match. Cranberry sauce match. With the Rock championship against the Rock and Kurt Angle in the three-way. What kind of a conspiracy is this? Who's out to get me now?
Conspiracy at all. Quite frankly, it's all about numbers. It's all about the odds.
Numbers.
Jericho, he's here to whine about the match being a triple threat. A few seconds of Undisputed Jericho and I'm saddened all over again. Oh, he's like worried bitch Jericho.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, he is the second coming of 1-2-3 Kid.
He is not.
Like the prototype here. He was like, this is it. This is the future.
What I don't understand is you put him over in the best possible way, beating The Rock and Stone Cold on the same night, and then instantly push him down. It's not like they buried him straight away. We'd wait for Mr. Levesque to come back for that to happen, but
that'll be a beautiful day.
But instantly he was unimportant on the card. I remember watching him on SmackDown and I was excited. At the time we were all excited. And he was wrestling Big Show, I think, on SmackDown. And of course he cheated to win. And every match he just cheated to win and cheated to win. And even me at the time, the biggest mark in the world, just felt like he wasn't a big deal anymore. What a shame.
It's so weird, like, he's clearly positioned on the card as a mid-carder despite holding both belts. He is less important than Vince's daughter in this scene. It's like, get out of the shot, Chris.
Steph comes in. Get out, Jericho. Steph tries to make amends. See, she has just lost the invasion, so she's out of a job. So to Pappy Papadum, she's trying to curry his favour. He's given an engraved money clip as a present. Vince considers it, but has none of it. You're trying to manipulate me. Bugger off. Or something what Americans would say.
I sincerely hope that this is one of the money clips used in a certain segment that will be aped in OSW until the end of time.
Possibly know what that is.
I love you, Vince!
You do? I love you back!
Paul!
Slide. Keep sliding.
Paul!
Christian! At last you're on your own.
Sounds like a Christmas choir.
Christian, he's wearing his coveted European Championship, which he won at Halloween Smackers from Bradshaw. Quickie promo beforehand, and I noticed, wow, he has tanned his arms, but not his face. Because it's the opposite of wrestlers, do you know?
Krusty the Clown, like.
Yes. Oh no. He heels out on the Miami Hurricanes and tries to put heat under the Hurricane to rally the Floridian Bros to his side. Hurricane comes out Nothing. Well, he does have Mighty Molly Holly. Not quite in their final form. Rosie. Do you remember their gimmick where he was the superhero?
In training?
Hey! That spells Russo. It's very Russo, but it wouldn't be him. That was in mid-2003. The fifth match, as you can get on an Attitude Era styled Raw, is Christian versus the Hurricane for Cage's European title. What can they do in 218 seconds?
Jesus.
Turns out, not much. 90 seconds into the match. Oh no. The crowd amuse themselves. They start doing their Miami Hurricanes chant.
Washington, D.C. is going to be extraordinary. And by the way, for our fans in Atlanta, there are still selected seats available for the Royal Rumble at the Phillips Arena box office.
They kind of turned and now they're looking at each other and not the match. I was like, V1, your boy, he's done. Nice buff blockbuster by the Hurricane. And it's fair game. The move has freed up.
Oh, it's very free.
Yeah.
Buff Bagwell had his tryout match in the WCW on WWF. And that didn't go well. He won't be needing it.
I really want to watch that match again at some point because I get the impression it won't be as bad as history has it.
Well, the nuts and bolts of the match won't be bad, but the tone and the feel and the reception, all be, daggers,
Yeah, but that's been twisted over the years because I watched it a couple of years ago. It's a fine TV wrestling match, but it's been twisted over the years from it wasn't well received to it was a terrible match. It was just a normal match.
You like that? How we did that? You like that? How we did that?
Baseball slide out, unprettier in. Christian wins with no heat and secures his place in V1 stable.
He's in there, but have to think about it.
Okay, maybe you'll find out next month.
I'm winking.
The European champion hooking the leg and gets the 3 on Christmas Eve.
Back at Flair's party, Taz starts some shit, voicing a rumor he made up. Vince's Santa is bigger, badder, and could whoop our Santa. So Stone Cold goes up to him, hey, you're starting some shit. And he's like, not me? No.
You come over trying to start some trash, didn't you? No.
Yeah, he's stirring it up.
Stirring about Vince's Santa Claus.
Vince McMahon is saying that his Santa Claus is bigger, tougher, stronger, and more jollier. I don't agree. That's what Vince is saying.
Austin just goes, hey, just in case, Flair, can you make the match? Santa versus Santa. A sellout anywhere in the North or South Pole. Did anything else happen after they make the match?
Austin brings the party to a screeching halt when he grabs his acoustic guitar.
I don't remember this.
Yeah, cut from the network version.
Shit.
So give us a satellite feed exclusive.
How about this? It's an old time favorite we used to do at the house. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh my gosh! Okay.
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
What?
Had a big red ears, I guess.
What? Just like Kate Mara.
So rhymes with ears.
So V1 can go like the clap ears.
It's on the bubble, mate.
It's on the bubble.
Can you dig it, sucker?
Match number 6 is Booker T versus Maven. Booker, the most successful WCW made act to make it in the WWF.
Oh, unquestionably. Yeah.
Ray, maybe?
Yeah, Booker a close second, but Ray just purely because of the Latin vote, I suppose.
Maven in tracksuit and tennis shoes, really committing to the rookie gimmick.
Yeah, I was like, Vince, get this man some trunks, mate.
It's almost insulting, like you are just a little trainee, off you go. But like, if you're a trainee footballer, you don't go out onto the pitch in your full fucking tracksuit. Although some goalkeepers used to back in the 90s. There was one for Crystal Palace, Kirai, I think his name was. Yeah.
Maven, he just won Tough Enough 1 at the end of September, so he's sniffing around TV. What song did Maven come out to? So it was real song.
Yep.
By Mercy Drive. In the network version, it's the rip-off song. It's a bit Sesame Street, you have to say.
Making his way to the ring, weighing in at 222 pounds, Maven!
Well, I mean, this kid's just
showed him tough enough. He couldn't whip free, and he's out here going to run down Booker T. Well, Maven won.
Yeah, Maven said he hated this in one of his episodes. No way. This is really cool.
I think he was like, it's not for me. I don't like it at all. But, you know, it's a cool song, just not for me. And I was like, oh, wow, okay. Because it's kind of synonymous with him, you know. Booker T pummels Maven.
Oh my God.
One-way traffic. Booker T kicks him. It levels Maven. He goes onto the mat and referee Nick Patrick asks, hey, Maven, do you want to quit? Oh, come on.
I bet you that was like a shoot as well.
That hurt. That was an emotional shot. Big Boss Man's prowling around ringside in the suit. He's looking more like Big Bubba Rogers. When Boss Man come back, you ask? He got injured in April, so he missed the invasion. So he's just healthy enough to return now. Injury actually came at a great time as he'd been demoted to wrestling on Jacked and Heat and for most of the year prior before that.
Oh, see you, Vito DiNucci, I'm coming for you.
So much like in the corporation, he's Vince's heavy.
I think the smartest thing Maven could do would be to show some respect, just lay down.
I guess technically there is a quick babyface comeback by Maven, but Booker snuffs that right out.
Oh my God, it's like, so Steve, what's the one move Maven had?
Dropkick.
It was shit. He mistimed every dropkick and it looked really bad.
Oh man, but he would have it in time for the 2002 Royal Rumble.
Oh,
Where
yes.
He eventually had one of the best dropkicks on the roster.
Like, he's a very good athlete who can leap.
But at the time, yeah, not quite there.
What do you think of Booker T's gloves with the white tips?
Didn't notice.
Yeah. I thought like if he was stealing like baps of bread or something, you know, he'd have the print, you know?
The flour. Like.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
There's some like caster sugar, you know, those like marzipan bites that they sell with caster sugar.
He's been sneaking it.
Some of them.
Booker does Hardcore Holly's Alabama Slam.
It's like a move he never does. This is obviously a initiation for Maven. It's like, what's the move that hurts the most that you can protect yourself the least with? It's the Alabama Slam. And I thought that was a dick move by whoever booked it and Booker. Take care of each other in the ring, lads. Come on.
Booker T, 1, 2, 3, demolition in 3 minutes.
For a reason, but he's in trouble. Oh, man. The Alabama Slam. And it's over.
On the live version, there's a quick plug for Kid Rock's Cocky. This is before Cocky was announced as the Rumble theme song for next year.
And it's always the theme for Kid Rock.
Man, he's the luckiest man in the world. Huh? He wake up with Pam Anderson tomorrow morning.
Match number 7, it's Santa Dudley versus SantaTadgers. Oh man, Bubba, he is a great Santa.
Yeah, he's fantastic.
Comes out
Looks
to the ring.
part.
Yeah, and he does the jolly. Great taunt. He's hitting the old L1.
Ad nauseum. He's got his SmackDown meter up to 5.
You know what I like about him as well is that he is Santa, but he has such a strong gimmick with the broken glasses that you know it's him.
Yeah.
Just by that, I was like, oh, that's great branding, mate. Where do we go? Boo. Tadgers, congrats on not having the Chopsticks theme song.
Yes.
Oh man, it's a great song.
Plus, you know, Bubba Claus is hitting that bottle pretty early tonight. He's a pretty classy Santa.
Oh my god, shout out to the WWE Vault YouTube channel. They're actually like putting up full matches, sometimes full events, but they'll actually put things that were never on the network or released before. Like, okay, here's the DX WrestleMania 14 public workout. Sean gets skulled with a battery and then
shit.
Then leaves. God, it was assault and battery. And oh my god, they put up here is a compilation of the matches Morishima had in his WWE tryout in 2008. And Abraham Washington announces him to the ring and he's like, here we go, Morishima. Bwong.
Oh, yes!
In 2008.
From Japan, Morishima.
Do you remember, like, Morishima? The gimmick was that Vince heard about him, then didn't want anything to do, and was like, I don't want him. But like,
he thought Morishima showing up to WWE in the shape that he was in was a slap in the face. And it's like, it's okay to have fat wrestlers. You know what I mean? He was great.
Yeah, but he's not fat enough to be like Yoko.
He's like
It's really out of shape.
Hansen level, you know?
Yeah.
Stan, not the band with the Tree Brothers.
Hey, his hair is similar though.
Yeah.
I was like, he looks like a bit of a Japanese Greg Valentine.
Oh.
Do you know?
Nope. I'm not touching that.
Okay.
Here's your winner, Orishimo.
Two things for you before we get to the main event, which is smooth Santa moonsault connects. Love it. And we've got a locker room sellout. A locker room of all 12 people who showed up from both parties. As Devon jumps to Jerry Claus, we see the cameraman who has a leash. It's like a truant child at the park that you don't want them to running off and you can put them back in.
Yeah.
Got one of those.
Okay.
It's just a bit weird. But wait, Bubba Ray Dudley in ill-fitting, non-standard pants. Steve, have you got a Christmas edition of Jock's Watch?
Jay, it's Christmas. Of course I do.
Ooh.
And here is the montage of it.
Oh, what a click. Lovely click,
love
Steve.
it. Yeah.
Well, the referee was detained there. I'm not so sure if the jury kicked out. I knew. Push it over an open fire into jury clause.
Bubba with a careful... Oh, Bubba with a... Bwong. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'm enunciating that one. Before top rope backsplash, Torrie Wilson handspring elbow, and time for a flurry of a finish. Devon interference.
Stars.
Red mist. Kick. Spin kick. Supercell. 1, 2, 3. Tajiri Claus wins.
What a shot! What a shot! Will it be? Yes, it is! Ho, ho, ho!
Tadgers is really good. He's such a good wrestler. And like Bubba is also fantastic. Yeah, this was fun.
Yeah. Vince's party takes a turn. Kurt Angle is there and he'll strip Jericho of his title. And Tipsy May overhears, did someone say strip? Despite the protest, she makes her way onto the stage. And this party's over. Everyone fails. Clear the room. And the payoff is...
Give us the money shot here, Steve.
And the payoff of this gimmick is when she's up on the stage, head trow dropped. Stone Cold Steve Austin crashes the party, batters everyone, grabs Pat Patterson, the famously homosexual stooge of Vince McMahon, shoved his head underneath the naked Mae Young, head facing up into the abyss as he gags and cries and no-sells his burning eyes. Fantastic, hilarious stuff.
Tree. Hey, why'd you move that tree?
There was a recap of Undertaker destroying Jeff and Lita last week on Raw as Matt Hardy helplessly watches on from WWE New York.
Eating his burger.
Before it closed down.
Glass of beer or whatever it was.
I've always lost my lunch.
and then Matt challenges Taker to a one-on-one match on SmackDown and gets fucking destroyed. Taker, man. Big evil, battering folks.
Bugger Red.
Yeah, that's the only thing to not do is call him Bugger Red.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love how they presented this, that Undertaker is a serious threat who will hospitalize you if you fuck with him. Do not do this. And it puts over the baby faces because they're terrified of him, but they're going to fight him anyway.
Yeah.
You know, so it puts over both people if it's presented well. Well done, lads. This Taker battering him, that's not the famous one with Jeff Hardy.
Yeah, because they had the Amazing Ladder match.
Yeah.
Where Jeff Hardy loses, but in his valiant effort wins the respect of Taker.
Which is a win in itself.
Yeah.
Yeah, it moves him up from IC something to maybe world title something.
It's the kind of match that you'd book and you'd see the crowd going and you want to call an audible and no, don't. You'd gotta, not that they would have, but it's the kind of thing I could have been booking the match and pull the trigger, and it would have been the wrong decision.
See it through.
Yeah, best possible scenario is what happened, which was Taker retained as he should, but Jeff looked great.
Team Extreme are all injured, you see. They're all at home, kayfabe, convalescing. But here's an email address to send them their best wishes.
Great.
They'll totally read it. Don't you worry. That's so mean. That's so mean. It goes straight to the junk folder, do you know? And 7 matches down, 1 match left, cause it's time for your main event. It's your main event of this 2-hour broadcast block. This is a tidy show. It's so fast paced, but not too fast. 73 minutes in, main event time. It's Undisputed Champion Chris Jericho putting his title on the line versus The Rock versus Kurt Angle. The living legend, not Larry Zbyszko. Jericho comes out here. It's so weird that he has 2 belts. The 2 most important belts in wrestling history. They're on the same show and they're on the same person. It breaks my brain. I don't see them. He feels like a fan who bought the belts, and he's, just come from concession. It's weird.
Who would do that? Not us.
Because it is weird because he's not wearing either belts. Do you know? So
you had always said wear one, other one on the shoulder.
Yeah.
And Kurt, when he was the Eurocontinental, wore both, right?
Yeah.
But they are smaller belts.
Yeah.
That's true.
Maybe would they say, hey, listen, any chance you could make a new baby belt for me?
Wear it on my wrist.
Yes. One rest each side.
Oh.
You could get those, those clapper things that they had.
The fucking swatches.
Yeah.
The swatch straps.
One world. One WWE.
That's incredible. Look, I like dual belt Jericho. I think it's a very memorable run. Memorable look.
Yes.
Yeah.
But there's also a part of me that's really bitter that they had the undisputed title waiting and then they waited to give it to Hunter. I felt like it undermined Jericho, which is not what you want to do. Like, you want to elevate people. That should always be your goal in professional wrestling. Always be building. Always be elevating.
Do you remember when we met Chris Jericho?
Yeah, 2005 it was.
Because smelly mark that I am, I brought my belt with him, asked him if he could sign it.
Yeah.
And he wrote...
Yeah, it says Chris Jericho, Y2J, WWE Champion, 01 to 02.
It was like, you were pretending you had this belt for 2 years.
December 01, January 02.
Will this be a glorified handicap match with Jericho and Angle in collusion?
The small lads team up to kick off. It works for about 30 seconds, but best of luck, you're fighting The Rock. Prime Rock, who won Survivor Series to officially put WCW out of business. Crowd are just going insane. The general crowd noise level is so great. They do not pipe down. They're losing their minds watching this. Immediately rallying behind The Rock, despite him being the last person that needs rallying behind.
Taking those shots. You gotta wonder if The Rock is eliminated here. I spoke too soon.
Spill to the outside. No Spanish announce table tonight.
Oh.
Does Mexico not have Christmas?
They very have Christmas. They're like one of the most Catholic countries,
Feliz Navidad, sir.
Feliz Navidad. That's Spain, though, isn't it?
But they speak Spanish in Mexico.
Yeah. Yeah, old Santana Claus here, yeah.
Santana Claus. Santana's really good.
Okay, thank you. Kurt works well with other heels. Like he's already buddy with Jericho. He's like, I'm so sorry. He won 2 weeks ago on SmackDown. Kurt Angle tagged with William Regal.
Oh. And you don't even imagine it. The 2 greatest wrestlers ever.
And Dave Taylor knocking on the door. This is where William Regal was heel and he was using the brass knucks to punch people out and then trying to kayfabe it. Hey, I have the power of the punch. I just punched that hard, as opposed to have a brass knucks. So the ref, as soon as William Regal gets in the ring, the ref checks his trunk, give him a good TSA pat down here, and he's like, no, I've got nothing. And then he just goes to his tag partner Kurt, and Kurt's got the brass knucks. Here you go, mate. I was like, oh my god, that's so good.
That's good shit, man.
OOC's favourite, corner bump and Y2J running hold the head bulldog.
Bulldog is such a messy move. Don't do it.
I feel like the bulldog, if you don't let go of it, obviously that's like a neck breaker.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I feel like in terms of safety, grabbing the back of the head probably is the safest.
The ears.
Grab both of you. I'm bringing on the man.
That's it. Yeah.
The wrestlers, they'll have to wrestle the rest of the night with red ears.
The famous Kate Mara red ears. But yeah, I would rather the tucked under the armpit. Bulldog, yes.
Okay. Could you imagine if you got your neck broke off for a bulldog and you're like, oh, this looks so shit. I'm dead now. Heels work together. Rock thwarts them, but the heels cut him off and take back control. Rinse, 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 repeat. And that's what's going on. Everyone's loving it. It's going amazing. How long until it becomes a one-on-one match? A few minutes.
I'm going to say right now.
The pace is so fast wrestling. Everyone's got their working boots on. Not a minute to spare. Double clothesline, rock ducks and jumping clothesline, and all three are down.
The Undisputed Champion and the EGGNOG with the rock hairball.
Lads, take a breather. Jericho, he keeps like looking at the Titantron or something, like eyes on him. It's like, lads, there's no ad break. Get up, like, and they do. Samoan drop and spit punch by the Rock. Angle, Timber falls into the balls. By the way, despite 9/11 happening about 3 months ago, no Americana on this broadcast. There's only one sort of mention, is on the Angle Sucks chants. JR says, freedom reigns, as well it should. Okay. Shit, Rock, sharpshooter. I'm like, do not tap Kurt Angle. Insane crowd for a spine buster.
It's over! And the winner's Jericho! Jericho has got the spine buster! The damage was done! People's elbow! A little naughty! A little nice!
People's elbow. Oh no, Jericho, that's it! Angle in and breaks it up with an ankle lock.
Fans are losing their fucking minds by this point. This is nuts. The star power is just unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Yeah. So loud. Up until now, it's been 2-on-1. Heels turn on each other because the title is at stake, because the titles are at stake. Ankle lock to Jericho. Oh, it's so good. Like, he drops and then twists his leg. It's amazing. Angle's bundled out. Tito flying forearm. Knocks out the ref. Walls of Rock to Jericho. Fuck, Jericho's tapping. Oh, he taps so quickly. But there's no ref to call it. Oddly, the WWE Network cut out the close-up shot of The Rock's face. It's just, okay, here's a bit of a side-by-side here.
The referee knocked down. And The Rock now trying to turn Jericho over with the walls of Jericho. He almost got him. Jericho tapping Jericho.
Smash Jericho with a chair. Rock bottom to Angle. It's over, man. Jericho cowardly holds on to the ref. Please don't count. Oh, my belt. Rock's head is DDT'd onto the chair. Angle sells for a few seconds. Ah, my arm. And that is all Jericho needs to pick up the scraps. Y2J puts a hand over the Rock. 1, 2, 3, and retains in 12:44.
Jericho with an arm over. I'm telling you this one. No, on Christmas Eve.
He dodged the Rock's bullet, but for how much longer? So yeah, that's the match. That's the main event, 12 and a bit minutes. What do you think?
That was great. Oh my God, just star power out the arse. It was so fast paced. everything they did was over. Like, there wasn't a down moment at all. And I liked the finish because Angle is the one who got the final move that got The Rock pinned. Jericho gets the heat by sneakily getting the win. And so both guys still have a claim to a title match. So it's like, you're keeping the heat on Jericho. You can set up multiple world title matches. You can set up Rock versus Angle. I was just like, this is great. I loved it.
Yeah, it was fantastic. I mean, add another 5 minutes, we could be talking pay-per-view quality. I would have loved to see this match fleshed out a little bit more on pay-per-view. Ultimately, the Christmas Raw is a throwaway show, and then they put something of this quality on it. I mean, you're really spoiling us. You know what I mean? This is beautiful stuff. Well worth a watch.
Absolutely loved it. I'm like, okay, all of these matches, I don't want to say dud because they're like 3 minutes or less, but you get everything you need to know in it. Here's the character, here's their motivations, their heel or face, here's their personality, here's their signature moves. We're done. And like, if you want wrestling, you got to pay for the pay-per-view. That's it. You'll get your actual wrestling on that. But we're spending all the free TV time getting the personalities of the wrestlers over, getting their signature moves over. And holy shit, man, the insane volume of talent. And it comes back in throws. Like, it's something I love about pro wrestling is the immediate crowd response. You know if something's working or not. And the litany of overacts in the company. Holy shit, man. Wonderful. Oh my God. As soon as I finish this, I'm like, wouldn't mind. I should probably watch SmackDown from last week, and then they have a recap of Raw, and it's like Austin and Jericho in a cage. Oh, I better watch Raw as well. I was like, okay, hang on, let's. I have work to do. I can't just. So good being back in 2001. Holy shit.
Yeah.
And to close out, JR wishes us a Merry Christmas.
How many more Willie Dodds King? Merry Christmas, everybody!
Overall, what do you make of Christmas 2001 Raw?
Before you go on, there was like...
What?
2 or 3 minutes of the post-match
Oh,
feed.
this is good. Oh, he's got it documented. Word by word.
He's got a satellite feed exclusive.
Satellite feed exclusive. So yeah, after the show goes off the air, we get like a couple of extra minutes. Rock grabs the microphone. He tells Kurt that he doesn't feel like leaving Miami. Kurt comes back out to confront him, and The Rock puts him over. He calls him an Olympic champion, an American hero, one of the best wrestlers he's ever seen. But does he want Miami to think he's a chicken shit? So Angle bites and he walks down to the ring, and The Rock says that it's fine, you know, because it's Christmas, I've got a gift for you.
Oh, that's nice of him.
I'm sure this is going to go well.
And so he gives him the chair that Angle DDT'd him onto, offers him a handshake, and of course Angle shakes it, and he goes to walk to the back, and The Rock's pulls him back, tells him he's an asshole, and of course hits the rock bottom.
Oh no.
Sends the fans
Can't believe
home
that happened.
happy.
Hey.
Merry Christmas.
But what was the gift?
It was the chair that he got him, which wasn't really a gift. That was
he doesn't own it, the chair.
Yeah.
It's not his to give.
And that was more of a snarky comment. Than a gift,
exactly.
You know?
So no.
It wasn't even the nice one that they get at ringside.
Oh yeah, the one you have to pay like $8,000 for.
WrestleMania. The fucking marks in the airport walking home with their chairs.
Oh my God, you'd have to separately check that in. Or would you even check it in?
You would have to check that in. Oversight, like you check in a child's stroller, it would be the same kind of thing.
You are and will forever be an asshole.
A lovely snapshot in time. Like Austin, Rock, Angle, Jericho, Taker, Kane, Booker, RVD, Edge. Tag Division has the Dudleys and Team Extreme, Billy and Chuck, APA. Just so many stars, so many acts that you are happy to see. Good times.
It was great, wasn't it? It was like the wrestling didn't matter. The wrestling matches were short until you got to the main event, which is your superstar match that the fans were absolutely into. But like you said, it's more about just the feeling of being back in the best period of wrestling. I know this is a little bit past the best period, but it's still white hot, full of megastars and easy to watch. And I loved it.
It's mad to me that Angle and Jericho have only been around for about 2 years, but they are megastars.
Yeah.
They are on the level of Rock in terms of interest. I mean, obviously nobody's on the level of Rock in terms of global interest, but at the time in the company, they are at his level and Austin's level. And what an accomplishment to do that. In this era with Taker, Triple H, Austin Rock, you elevate young, new talent is incredible. Well done.
Yeah. Of course, then Hunter due to come back in January.
Flatline.
Fuck you, Chris Jericho.
I gotta get the running choke. I'm gonna get that over. I'm gonna run at you with my hand open. With this, we're gonna go down.
With this baby face getting the choke move over.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah, baby.
I just want to come out and say ho, 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 Merry Christmas to you, and Merry Christmas to you, Jim Ross.
Thank you, not James.
And even Tony. I like him, and if David was here, well, I don't want to carry this thing too far, you know.
That brings OSW Christmas Cracker to a close. Can you close a Christmas cracker? I don't know. But that's the kind of quality commentary you go for. Yeah, did you enjoy that one?
Great fun, man. Good times to be watching wrestling.
Hey, how are you doing, OSC?
Yeah, I'm going home, boy.
Yeah? I'll just close that door.
No, that was fun.
Yeah, I
Easy.
think so. Question for you. What is your favourite Take That song?
Rule the World.
The Sid Justice theme? Can you sing?
I'll give you the chorus.
Yeah.
Yeah, you and me, we can ride on a star. It's me, girl. We can What's your favourite take? Why are you asking me that?
Has to be Back for Good, I think.
Yeah. We'll do Back for Good. You want to do Back for Good?
Now it's time. You
gave
I think it's time.
Got a picture of you beside me.
Got your lipstick mark still on your coffee cup.
In the big time.
Oh, yeah.
None of the rest of your emotions. Gonna finish your dreams. Gonna leave it all behind now. Whatever I said, whatever I didn't mean it. I just want you back for good. Want you back for good.
Whenever I'm wrong,
tell me the song and I'll sing it.
You'll be right and understood. Want you back.
See, I want you back for good. Beautiful.
I think that one.
Absolutely.
They're off the cuff there.
That was completely off the cuff.
Yeah, we had about 6% accurate notes, I think. Fantastic. All right, well, that closes our Christmas Kringle for a tingle. So, if you want to watch we've been doing Christmas shows since 2013.
Wow.
Do you know what I mean? With WCW, David Arquette, Slamboree 2000, with the greatest intro we've ever had, the Two Towers.
Yes.
Intro, yeah. Anyway, if you would like to watch that, hey, we got a bit of a playlist situation, if I remember to put it in the description box. That's where you should check. But in any case, if you wanted to keep us a gravy train going, especially into year 14 of the show coming up in May, you can drop us a couple of bucks at
noggeru.oswreview.com.
You can keep Steve overflowing in Pepsi Max and some kind of What's It's Crunchies, sour cream and onion, Zinger Tower burgers,
Boost bars.
Yeah,
miniature.
Miniature.
3.5 inches. These. There's no pleasure to be had. 7%'ers. Only what you can do with 3.5 inches. Alright, so it's a goodbye from Big One.
Take a boo.
OSC, the 2.5-time Golden Nogger Award winner, Jay Hunter, and remember, a winner is you. And remember,
Merry Christmas.